Hey everyone. So I wanted to talk about this thing that I've heard, a few times when I've just across the chronic illness community. And it's something that I've dealt with too. And so I think it's important to talk about. And that is this idea of being a burden and not being able to give, and this idea that we as patients take and take and take, but we're never able to give, at least not in the way that other people give, because maybe we have physical, mental, emotional limitations, whatever those limitations are. And I just want to validate and acknowledge the value that you bring just by leaning into your own condition. And that's something it's taken me kind of a long time to wrap my brain around, because I used to do a lot of things that I can't do now, and I feel more limited, although I'm pretty, I'm compared to many, I have the perspective, not to invalidate my experience, but I have the perspective that there are many people who are in much more difficult situations or limiting situations than I am. I feel very fortunate to be in the state that I'm in. But it was hard for me, especially at the beginning when my health really took a downturn very quickly, to feel like I was doing enough. And I think there's a lot of ways and a lot of unpacking of thoughts that you can do with that. But I just wanted to broach on this one idea that I think it could be inaccurate to say that we're not helping people when we're experiencing a chronic illness or when we are caring for ourselves. I think it can be easy or a norm maybe to think that it's selfish to spend time on ourselves and to take the time to pursue our needs, especially depending on the way that you were raised and just kind of the way that you are, maybe your personality type. But I think that maybe being chronically ill in a weird way can really help other people. And I know that, I've learned a lot of things in being chronically ill, and that's another topic for another day. But what if being chronically ill and describing your symptoms, the best that you can, and communicating the best that you can with doctors and, other providers, what if that advances the information that healthcare providers have? And what if that helps somebody down the road get to a quicker diagnosis and to have a more accurate diagnosis and to not have to go through what many have gone through? Many people have felt gaslit when they have had healthcare experiences. Many people have felt dismissed, misunderstood. What if you getting into the nitty-gritty of your own symptoms can help somebody down the road? And what if your persistence and your endurance, and even though it's difficult and hard, what if that can be a source of inspiration for other people? And so I just kind of want to leave you with those questions and with those thoughts, because honestly, those are the type of questions that have inspired me and given me hope and a sense of purpose with my chronic illness. And I think it's worth thinking about, I'm a Christian. If you don't know me, I'm a Christian, and I believe that God works in many ways, and things that can be perceived as difficult or hard or unjust. And I think that we're a part of that. We're an active part of that. And we get to live that in our day-to-day experience, whether we're chronically ill or not. I mean, I've started to believe that there's hardly, if anybody, that doesn't experience some kind of physical illness or disability. And that's not to invalidate any of our experience, but I think because I've been so exposed to chronic illness and to the chronic illness community that it's hard to come by anybody who hasn't gone through something like that. And I think that I don't say that as a snide remark. I say it as there's huge potential, I think, to inspire others. And we all have such unique experiences. What if your unique experience is going to help somebody that nobody else has been able to reach because you have that experience? I mean, I know that I've felt that myself in these support groups on Facebook, which is why I'm such a big advocate. I think, especially when you get into the rare disease community, you're dealing with symptoms that are not in the day-to-day for most people. And I think when you find your tribe, so to speak, that does experience those same symptoms, that it is absolutely incredible and validating and gives you strength to keep moving forward. And they also know some of the ins and outs of how to move forward. So yeah, those are my thoughts there. And I know it can be really difficult and discouraging to have a chronic illness, and it can feel isolating and unfair, really. It can be really confusing and start to feel a little gaslighting, especially I think if you have like invisible illness that you look kind of normal on the outside, but you experience symptoms that other people can't see, and it's significant and it affects you on a daily basis. Whew, I just slipped on something there. So anyways, I would be interested in your thoughts. Let me know if you like this, if you agree, if you disagree. I'd love to hear from you. And I hope y'all have a great night, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.